It's time for the midweek action recap from Paperball. Thank you for choosing Paperball. Let's roll right into the news, starting with La Liga. First in La Liga, Real Madrid played Villarreal away from home. The reason they played today is because Real Madrid were unable to complete their 17th matchday fixture because they were in the UAE for the Club World Cup, which they would win, obviously. Speaking of which, Villarreal gave Los Blancos respect in showing them the guard of honor before the match. It would only take 7 minutes for Real Madrid to score, but only after Villarreal had scored. In the 4th minute for Villarreal, Carazola scored a brilliantly curved shot into the bottom corner. For Madrid, Karim Benzema scored with a relatively simple header in the 7th minute. In the 20th minute, Toni Kroos would whip a ball into the box from a far-out free kick, which Rafael Varane would head in. Later in the match, in the 82nd, Carazola once again would score a close-range header, not making the keeper Courtois in the process. 3 of the 4 goals of the match were headers. I'm very disappointed that Real Madrid dropped points, especially after the Club World Cup. I thought that was an opportunity to regain momentum for Real Madrid. But once again, they're back to their crappy form, for lack of better words. Their form is utterly disgraceful in the league for a team like Real Madrid. They have 30 points, and that's it. They should be winning these games. They should be beating Villarreal. They should be beating Alaves. They should be beating Levante. They shouldn't be losing to sides like this. And honestly, that's why Real Madrid, in my opinion, are not fit to win the league. As things stand in Spain, Barcelona are top with 37 points. Atletico Madrid are second with 34 points. Sevilla follow with 32 points, and Real Madrid are 4th with 30 points. Now on to the Premier League. Arsenal hope to bounce back after the 5-1 Liverpool thrashing and win an opportunity to do so as they played 19th Fulham. 25 minutes in, Xhaka would give Arsenal the lead, which was the only goal of the half. In the 55th, Alexander Lacazette would score in a relatively open goal. Fulham would get one back as in the 69th, a ground ball into the box tore up Arsenal's defense for an easy finish. In the 79th, Ramsey for Arsenal put the ball in the top corner, and later in the 83rd minute, Aubameyang would score for Arsenal to end the match 4-1. For Arsenal, I think this match is very important. They showed that they can continue their great run of form even after being devastated and losing a very important match against Liverpool. I think this shows that Unai Emery is not Arsene Wenger. He can bounce back after poor results. Arsenal still will continue to grind out results. They'll continue to get wins. And I think Unai Emery is instilling confidence in this Arsenal team that they didn't have before, that they can beat anyone they face. And this Arsenal side will definitely feel that they can beat anyone they're up against, regardless of whether it be Man City or Liverpool. So Unai Emery's win here cannot be overlooked, as it's very important. Now, to another similar scenario as with Arsenal, we have Tottenham, who are hoping to put the results of the last match fixture behind them, as they played Cardiff City. And once again, they had a great opportunity, as Cardiff City is not a very strong team. No offense to Cardiff City. All the goals for Tottenham came in the early portion, with Harry Kane scoring in the 3rd, Eriksen in the 12th, and in form Heung-min Son in the 26th. Tottenham dominated the rest of the match. For Tottenham, they ought to be disappointed that they will be losing Heung-min Son for an extended period of time soon, as he will be in the Asian Cup. And he will be gone for an extended period of time, and will somewhat cover the Asian Cup. But overall for Tottenham, I think this win shows that Tottenham also, just like Arsenal, they can bounce back. Pochettino can bounce back. Pochettino knows what he's doing with this team. He didn't get any new players, but he knows what he's doing with this group of players. And they plan to be as successful as they possibly can. He is squeezing this team to get everything he can out of these players. Whether it be wins like this, and we all know they're not going to win the league, but getting 3rd in a tough season like this, and getting the wins that they've been getting, is incredible from a Tottenham team. And there's nowhere to go but up. This Tottenham team's rising and rising and rising. And maybe next season or the season after, probably we can see them challenge for the league title the same way Liverpool and Manchester City are challenging right now. Manchester United continued their brilliant run of form since Jose Mourinho's sacking, and they made it 4 wins out of 4. Manchester United were the better team by a huge margin throughout the match, showing their quality. In the 64th, Lukaku found the back of the net to put them ahead, and in the 80th, Rashford put a ball in the back of the net to put the win beyond reasonable doubt. Manchester United, it's important for them to get every win they can, especially building up to the Tottenham game they'll be playing, as that'll be their first major test with the new manager. And we all know last time these two Manchester United played Tottenham, it was an embarrassment. They lost 3-0. Tottenham embarrassed Man United, and I don't think they're looking forward to getting embarrassed again. I think Manchester United, especially with them attempting to get a top 4 place, need to win as many games as they can. So starting with these small teams and building up confidence for players like Pogba, Rashford, and De Gea as for aim goal, building up confidence to allow them to contest for better victories, better matches, especially with Jose Mourinho, who seriously damages his team's confidence. They're building up that confidence. They're feeling like a Manchester United team. Manchester United has historically been a team that will face anyone and know that they can win. But in recent times with Jose Mourinho, that has not been the case. Small teams come up and they're ready to grab points off Manchester United. Manchester United are afraid of smaller teams. Manchester United have been dropping points to smaller teams. So with their new manager, I feel that Manchester United are rebuilding that Manchester United brand. That Manchester United is not a normal name in football. In football, that name, Manchester United, means something more than just a random good club. Their history is deep, and I think this manager will find a way to get that out of the players that he currently has. It's time for the biggest match of the week and likely the biggest match of the season, as top of the table Liverpool played Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Liverpool dominated the early parts of the match, but as the game went on, the tide of dominance would swing between these two multiple times, almost like a pendulum, you could say. Aguero gave City the lead in the 40th minute from an almost impossible angle. However, Lovren seemed like he had fallen asleep, as I feel he should have marked Aguero better. Aguero should not have been able to score that goal, and Lovren multiple times through this game could have played better, especially when he's next to Van Dijk, who had an amazing, stellar game. We'll talk more about him later. Lovren is going to be looking himself at the mirror tonight, and he's going to be disappointed in his performance. He's going to know what he could have done better, and he needs to work on that. He needs to work on improving as a player. The 64th minute, a brilliant string of passes and play from Liverpool's midfield to their attack, the entire squad. Very great string of passes, great minute or two as a cross was made into the box. Firmino headed it in. Very easy header to make. And now that is continuing his excellent run of form, as he scored 4 goals in his last 2 matches, both of which being against the top 6. And in the 72nd minute, Leroy Sané hit one at the bottom of the post and in to win City the match 2-1. I think we should be impressed that City, under the pressure, because this was a must-win game for Manchester City, let's face it. The fact that they were able to grab a win is very impressive. The fact that players like Laporte and Vincent Kompany played very well, defended very well, and on the attack, Aguero and Leroy Sané kept the Liverpool defense busy, even when Liverpool seemed like the more dominant side. Especially interesting that Manchester City is usually a possession-based team and didn't have the majority of the possession in this game, but they still got a result. Pep Guardiola coached his team very well in this match. And the whole team just rallied behind him, and the fact that they managed to get a win to make the difference only 4 points, which 4 points is not insurmountable, especially with 17 games left. It's possible for Manchester City to win the league. It's possible for Liverpool to win the league. I feel that it's almost a 50-50 as of who's going to win the league between these two. It's a very tight and entertaining league, which is not the case in Spain, unfortunately, as currently La Liga is not as tense, even though the difference between first and second there is less. However, the quality of these two sides is just phenomenal. You look at the players they both have, you look at how they play. I mean, Liverpool didn't play all too bad. Van Dijk was fantastic. I could not say anything more about him. He defended very well. He attacked very well. He passed very well. Everything he did was very well. And you could tell he put everything he had in that game. And I'm sure he'd be disappointed that they weren't able to get a result at the Etihad Stadium. For Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino, I think this is the learning point. They played well. They weren't bad. But at the same time, it simply wasn't enough to get to the finish line. Now, some people said the company should have gotten a red card for that. There was some missed calls. But let's not forget, Manchester City were forced to clear the ball off their goal line 3 times in that match. Liverpool were definitely pressing. Liverpool knew what they were doing. But unfortunately for them, that wasn't enough on the day. Liverpool and Lovren, I think, did not have that good of a game. Did not have a good game. Did not whatsoever. So now we have a title race at our hands. 4 points, 17 games. It's a real title race. I mean, Liverpool and Manchester City will continue to go at it. Liverpool are no longer undefeated, which makes some salty Arsenal fans happy. They were the only invincible team to ever go through a Premier League without losing. Liverpool will not replicate that, as now they've lost their first match of the league. But overall, I'm impressed with the quality of these two teams overall, especially watching the match and watching these players go at each other with everything they had. It was a very tense and very entertaining match to watch. And this Premier League will be very entertaining this year, seeing how it'll develop. As things stand in the Premier League, Liverpool are top with 54 points. Manchester City are second with 50 points. Tottenham are third with 48 points. And Chelsea are fourth on 44 points. Now, for Liverpool, a quick note on Liverpool and their future. Some people said that after a loss like this, that they might have a downward spiral of momentum, or they might have a very difficult next few games. I'm not saying Liverpool aren't going to lose any games. I'm not saying they're not going to drop any more points from now until the end of the season. But I don't think they're going to be dropping points just because they lost this. I don't think that they're going to be down in dumps, because we saw them. They were very positive in the match against Manchester City, and they know they could have won. It's not going to be that big of a deal for them psychologically that they lost. For Manchester City, it's going to be a definite boost. It's going to be the opposite effect. It's going to be a very important boost for them to continue and to win the next few matches. Liverpool, especially Liverpool's next game is in the FA Cup against Wolves. FA Cup obviously doesn't count to the Premier League. Whether he arrests players for that or whether he doesn't start a full lineup, we'll have to see what Liverpool do. But their next Premier League match is against the Brighton, and the game after that isn't against the top 6 opposition. They can have a chill few games, hopefully, for Liverpool fans. And if Liverpool can win the next few games in the Premier League and the FA Cup, they'll be poised to have a long, beautiful, entertaining Premier League season, something we didn't have last year. That's for sure, with Manchester City completely dominating last year. I mean, let's not forget, they reached over 100 points last season. They only lost 2 games the whole season. This season, they already lost 3, so that's a big difference between this season and last season. For Chelsea, I think that it's going to be very interesting to see if they can hold on to that 4th place spot. With Arsenal building up, coming in from behind, when Arsenal and Chelsea play, it's going to be a very big game for the Premier League. Thank you for choosing Paperball. Be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out this channel. This is Paperball rolling out.